Hi, I'm Gloria Mariwa, a Kenyan Rise finalist for the year 2022, and I'm here to tell you more about my process and how I became a finalist. Yeah. So I don't exactly know how I became a finalist, but I'll take you through my process and I'll answer the question that so many people have been asking me on like my Instagram and also on my LinkedIn profile, which you can feel free to connect to. If you want, I'll put the link in the bio. So yeah, I'll just get straight into the point because I have work to do after this. So yeah, okay. So I remember Rise had this type of system, Rise for the World, by the way. They had this type of system where they guided you through your project making process. They had like this Google Drive documents I could view, and like they tell you certain steps of what you should do in the process. So like as a starter, you talk about your project, why you chose it, and all. Um, you get data about it, you get like the effects of it, bad and good. And I think there were just 3 steps, but I'll just take you through what I wrote down because I have this notebook that I've had since last year. This is the last page, so it's like 5 pages, not much. Actually 4 pages. But yeah, so I started this, as you can see, February, it's not even clear. February 15th, 2022. Yeah, and it's quite messy to be honest, but it worked. It's so not clear. God. Okay, I'll just cut this. um so I'll take you through the process. This is the notebook that I had in February 15th, 2022, and it's a messy thing, but it worked. I was in a hurry and I procrastinated through my application process at this last year, and kind of procrastinating this year too, but we'll get a project done before the deadline, which is I think 25th January. So if you're planning to apply, keep that in mind next year. All right, so at first I remember they had told us to write down things that you love doing and things that you're passionate about. So obviously I wrote football as number 1, or soccer. Number 2, I wrote listening to music or music in general, and drawing. And number 3, I wrote reading about science or space or technology. Those are the top 3 things that I love doing. I still love doing them. Then they had also told us to like write activities that you like doing. And I wrote talking about football, watching football, and reading about science and tech. Yeah. And listening to music. That was actually the activity, not the hobby. Yeah. Then they told us to write some things that you would like to see a change in. So I wrote down stigmatization of mental health, and this could have been my project last year, but at the time I wasn't really comfortable with talking about mental health as I am now. So yeah, but I'm not doing the project about it this year, but you can. If you have an idea, go for it. I already have an idea and I'm not going to share it until it's well developed. Yeah, and the other problem that I want to see a change in, and I have seen a change in it so far, is the inequality in life and how different people aren't given the same opportunity. At the bottom here, I wrote gender equality, and I said I'm very interested in equality in various opportunities like football, and that's how I came up with the 14th Ghana, and it's aimed to promote women's sports, specifically women's football, because I love it and I personally do. I still do. Yeah. Next page. So I moved to the next step of the process, and they told us to like get data about whatever you're trying to change. So I remember going through like Instagram, because I had followed accounts that kept track with like stats that were happening, and at the time like so many records were being broken, which I love. And I remember the Chelsea versus Arsenal game, the women's team, and the Man City versus Chelsea game. All the tickets sold out on February 6th. And the women's El Clasico, so Real Madrid versus Barcelona, Femeni, that's the women's team, sold 85,000 tickets at the time. And that's like crazy at that time, because like getting 21,000 tickets was like a shocker. But now it's kind of normal. Then I remember after the game happened, the attendance was 91,565, and I think that's the number. And I had that in my bio for such a long time on Instagram, because it really meant a lot to me. still does. And yeah, so also another thing that I saw was that social media accounts gained more followers. So like the footballers, the football club accounts, and also accounts that reviewed what happened in the sport and women's sports, not only football, to be honest. Also, I found out that from another Instagram account that had valid sources, they stated that domestic women's sport attracted a British record broadcast attendance of 32.9 million in 2021, and it said that it had increased by 13 million by a decade, which was really cool, even though it's not in Kenya, but it's in the UK. It's good because you need to start somewhere, and hopefully that will change also in Kenya so more people can watch. So this mainly affected football, soccer, and tennis, because those are the most two watched women's sports because of Emma or something. Yeah, I don't want to trash her name, but bash her name. But yeah. Anyways, another step was develop thinking.
And they told you to talk about thinking. Okay, so here I wrote down develop thinking, and I wrote also develop.
Here I wrote down develop thinking, and it says I believe this happened because more people got access to view the women's games, and I moved on to like the goals, and you needed to state the goals of your project, and I said increase views in women's football and raise awareness. Then the design was, I had planned to make social media accounts that I started with a Twitter account, because that used to be my fan page account that was a secret at the time, but things changed, rise happened, and I changed the name from like Ghanaria, which sounded like diarrhea, to 14th Ghana, which sounded so much better. And on that Twitter account already reposted like all things Arsenal women, whatever the Arsenal women's main account posted, tweeted actually. I retweeted it, I commented on it, like positive support. You know, when they lost a game, I would support them and help them, because like it's also an emotional loss on their side. So I wanted to show that I was there personally, emotionally, maybe not physically, but yeah, I just wanted to show that I cared and I support them, you know, because one person makes a change. Yeah. Also, here I said I started creating a Twitter account, then moved to our Instagram account where I mainly post about women's football and keep people who have access to the account up to date. So whoever saw my account should obviously see like my main highlight of positive change, and it's basically a plus sign and change, I believe. I think that's still the name. And it's like all the main records that have been broken throughout the year from, I believe, 2021 in like November till currently. But thanks to Instagram, only 100 stories can be posted on our highlights, so I only have one highlight. But I was thinking of making a part 2, but we'll see what happens. But yeah, and on my Instagram account, I mainly post football freestyling, and over time I grew from that. Yeah, after my Instagram account, I created a TikTok account that's really growing really fast, and it's actually concerning, but I'm thankful. And after the design, I had written plan, so that was basically writing down what you plan for the account, and I planned to keep working on this account so that people can realize how good women games are and make upgrades like creating an app or a site when possible. Gosh, I was really ambitious at the time. An app or a site. Oui. I've not created an app nor a site, but maybe it would come in the future, or maybe not. Probably not. But maybe my next Rise project for this year would be an app or a site. I still don't know how to create one. That's the thing that stopped me from creating one. But I really want to learn, because that stopped me last year, and I don't want that to stop me this year. You know, need to grow. But yeah. Then the last thing on this page was ethical considerations, and I didn't really understand how Rise explained it in the document. So I just wrote if are, then I cancelled it. And I moved on. All right, so the next page, the third one, it says describe and evidence. So I basically wrote, I created
run and I created run and create some English is a problem. I created the account and created some more posts. What? Okay.
Describe an evidence. So I basically wrote a sentence here that doesn't make sense. I created, run, and create some of the posts and tweets made. So I think I was trying to say I created the posts and the tweets and all, and I showed like screenshots of me on the profile of the account, which is only visible to whoever has access to the account. Yeah, but that was in the Rise profile once I was already a finalist, not during the application. Yeah, but yeah, the next thing was achieve goals. And I wrote, I have introduced a small number of people to women's football. And I've created a community-like environment. And I've achieved that like massively. I've gotten people, girls specifically, to actually try football and learn freestyling. And that's crazy because I didn't expect someone to actually get inspired to try football or freestyling, really. But yeah, plus I've gotten people to keep track of like football games and like women's teams, and I love it, really. Plus, I've created a community online. Like, I've made friends in school that found out about my account, and like I talk to them mainly about football because they know about my account. But yeah, and also online, I have friends from like Lithuania, but she didn't come from 14th Ghana. She came from Rise, but yeah, so I have friends from all over thanks to 14th Ghana. Yeah. So challenges or surprises and how. So how did I deal with those challenges or surprises? So I wrote down I would often get some information about players late, like if they were making the 50th appearance or scoring the 100th goal. And I dealt with that challenge by following other accounts that post about the milestones before they happen. So it gives me time to create a post. It is still quite difficult since some of the info is given on short notice and I don't have time because of school. So yeah, that's one thing I used to suffer from, because when a player is about to make like the 200th appearance, that's like a big thing in football. Yeah, I used to make graphic designs about like congratulating players about for making 200 appearances and all. And I remember at this period of time, there were like 3 Arsenal players that had made the 50th goal. It was Kim Little, Jordan Nobbs, and Nikita Paris. Yeah, 3 players in like 1 week. So like I had to make 3 different posters in 1 week, and I didn't expect any of them to achieve that apart from Kim Little or Jordan Nobbs. But I made posters for all of them, I believe. Yeah, it was hectic because school, it's no joke. Though yeah, as I said here, I followed accounts that posted about it beforehand, and I got insights about the achievements before it happened, and gave me slightly more time to make the posts from scratch, because I would get like a photo of them from Google or Pinterest, use PixArt to like crop it out, only the human part of the photo. Then I would go to Canva, set up a background, and it would be like a signature background. Then I would like paste the photo there, then find a font that fits. So I would go back to PixArt because I used to use a specific font because it's like a signature style. And I would write like 50 appearance with the 14th kind of colors, which are gray, white, and red. Then I would add my logo, and then from there I would post. So it would be like a whole process. It's a short one, but then it takes long. Yeah, that's contradicting. Anyways, yeah. So the last thing on this page was reflect. And I basically said it is harder than I thought to run a sports themed account since a lot of research and creation of content is time consuming, plus you need to be consistent. Yeah. One thing I wish I knew from the very start was that I didn't need to post every day. For like a whole year, I was posting content on my Instagram account daily, and that really drained me. Like, it made me actually not like football for a period of time. And I remember there's this time I used to wake up at 5 a.m. just to make a post so I could get like over like 30 likes, and I wouldn't get over 30 likes. I would barely get 10. And that really crushed me. But I learned to not really care about the views or likes or whatever I get, really, because I'm just doing this for fun and to create a community and also make change. So the change is happening to the few people who are viewing the thing. Like Instagram right now, it's doing quite bad. less than 1,000 views on like my videos, and that used to be like 2,000 used to be my average for such a long time. So yeah, but then TikTok's doing well. It's getting like an average of 20k views on my videos now, which is cool. Scary, but cool. Yeah. So yeah, right now I'm not posting daily. I post like at least every 2 or 3 days, because school again, plus I also need a mental break from recording, because like whenever I would be in a football jersey, a national jersey to be specific, I would always have the urge to record or make content, and that would be stressful, because like freestyling, football freestyling is not easy. You don't get like a move first try. You have to like try it continuously, and it can take like an hour to get like a combo of moves, which is annoying. And imagine taking like an hour making one video that's less than 10 seconds, then posting it and only getting 10 views. Okay, not 10 views. 10 views is too low, but like 500 views. Okay, 500 is, it seems loud, a lot if that's in like real life, but then on Instagram, it doesn't. It's not the highest. But yeah, let me not sound annoying. Okay, so that's that page. So I'll do like a whole review of the thing step by step and like a summary. Okay, focus and research. That's like another header on the last page, and it says it's a question asking, number one, what is your focus and how is it linked to your personal motivation? You can answer that question. I didn't answer it. I just wrote the questions down, as you can see. Barely see, but yeah. Then number two asks, what did the research reveal about your project? Number three was impact of research, assumptions, or perspectives. Then the next topic was design and plan. Number one, outline the project and why I chose it. Number two, solutions planning to achieve. Number three, ethical considerations. Oh, I should have said this at the starting. This is actually what I just covered. Anyways, the final topic was act and reflect. Number one was actions taken to implement RISE project. Number two, how effective was the project. Number three was challenges or surprises faced in the project and how did you navigate. Number four was learning of the project and applying it. Would you do it differently? So yeah, this is it. You can take a screenshot and use a mirror to read it backwards, because things backwards. But yeah, that's basically like the summary of my preparation of RISE. Just this. This is some TKS thing, the Knowledge Society. Some project planning. Got accepted, but I didn't attend the classes. Some other communication issues. But yeah, anyways, that's all I wrote about RISE. This is some other thing from the RISE summer program. Finding Fit. I think it was the Chicago call. Yeah, it's the Chicago call. They were just advertising University of Chicago. It's a good university, by the way. It has great professors like Dr. Linda Genzel, who was lovely. Yeah, basically that's it. And if you're still here and you're wondering how I can make my project, your project actually, good, or if you're wondering whether your project is good enough for the thing, I will just tell you that you can't really know, to be honest. And what I would advise you to do is to just pick something that you love and something that you wouldn't mind doing daily, because this would need like a lot of input, whether it's at the very start or continuous bits of input for a period of time, depending on what you're doing, to be honest. So yeah, choose something you love and choose something that really shows a part of you, really, or that helps a part of the community that means a lot to you. So that's basically all from me. If you have more questions, as I said at the starting, feel free to message me on Instagram. I'll put my username in the bio, plus I think I'll add it in the screen like somewhere here. Then I'll also add in my LinkedIn link which is also here, but it's not useful because you can't click on it. But it's also in my bio, so just click on it and feel free to connect with me. I'm trying to reach 500 connections. So yeah. Yeah, that's all. And if you want to see a video of me talking about what Rise is and explaining the benefits, just tell me in the comments. I would have probably done it before this one, I'm not so sure. But if I did, check it out. There's something that will pop up here showing you that the video is there for you to click on. And yeah, I'm also an LA finalist for last year and this year, so I can do a video about that. If you want to see that, feel free to comment it down in the comment section, and I can talk about my process of how I became an African Leadership Academy finalist twice. Yeah, because also people have been messaging me about how I became an LA finalist. Yeah, so that's that. And yeah, let me film the What is Rise video right now. Okay, thank you for watching this much and tolerating me for this long. Yeah, and see you later. Okay, before I leave, one thing with Rise, yeah, even if you don't become a finalist, don't give up, girl. Just keep on going, because I've seen people who didn't become a finalist the first time they applied, but the second time they applied, they became a finalist or even became a global winner. And I've seen people who are finalists like me at the start, and they applied again and became a global winner. I know it's hard to apply to something that you failed in, and those negative emotions that surround you while you're applying. And that's what happened to me with LA. Once I was a finalist, then I got rejected at the end. But I applied again, put the negative emotions aside, and just said that this is a fresh start. Let's just try again and put the same amount of effort or even more. Yeah, so hopefully I'll get accepted this year, probably. But yeah, I found out why I went wrong last year, and I improved on that, and I did. So all will be well. Yeah, and also that's one thing to look at whenever you fail at something. Always go back to reflect on what you did wrong and learn from that, because failures are just lessons. It just depends on how you look at them. So yeah, that's all for me. Is there anything else I need to say? I don't think so. Okay. So have a great day, and thank you for watching once again. See ya. Bye. Which is still growing crazily. Growing crazy. So after that, at the bottom here, I wrote you can't see it, but it's fine. I wrote gender equality. I'm very interested in equality. You can't. So I remember at the bottom here, I wrote gender equality, and I basically wrote very interested in equality. At the bottom here, I wrote gender. Hi, I'm Gloria Mariwa from Kenya, and I'm a Rise finalist for the year 2022, sorry.